Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Something strange is going on right now. Seems like it's something strange in the air. Something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. We've got a lot to talk about. First of all, let me put a shout out right now for www.pastorpaulgold.com. Disclaimer. Some of the content on this video could be for entertainment only. www.pastorpaulgold.com. Call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. The feds are out of options, guys. The rate cuts, the money printing, taking a balance sheet and trying to reverse it. They call it policy, but guys, it's panic. The economic end game is involved right now, where hope replaces discipline, where the illusion of control finally breaks. They're not cutting rates because things are strong. No, they're cutting because the system is cracking. Inflation is eating people's savings. The labor market is stalling. Confidence in the dollar is fading fast. And for decades, the feds built a house out of paper. Now they're striking a match to burn the thing down, leaving us holding the bag. Every cycle ends the same way, it seems like. There's an economic bubble. Then there needs to be a bank bailout. Then there's the broken retirement funds and the broken promises. That's why smart investors are sick of it and are moving to tangible assets like gold and silver. That's right, gold, a biblical currency. When's the last time you actually held wealth in your hand instead of looking at it on paper? And friends over at Noble Gold Investment, they can help, and they are helping Americans move from paper wealth into real, tangible assets. Not numbers on a screen that can disappear, but physical gold and silver. They're outlasted every crisis in history. Like I said, it's biblical currency. Find out how you can qualify for a 10-ounce bar of silver worth about $650. It could be yours today if you qualify, and you probably do. Just go to www.pastorpaulgold.com or call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. You'll be glad that you did. Wow. 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 I'm telling you, we are in a absolute different time zone than we've ever been in. Can I go to my website and just check something? Let me just see. Let me go to the homepage at my website. Yeah, Summer Fire. Oh, Summer Fire starts Friday night. Oh, you don't want to miss that. Summer Fire starts Friday night. Wow. Can't wait. Kevin Wilson, Kevin Copley, and Larry Ragland all will be there with me and Heidi and everybody else that's gathering in. We got people flying in. We got people coming in from Connecticut. They're coming out of Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, the Carolinas, North Carolina, Florida, and New Mexico. And I'm trying to remember where else. Off the top of my head, I can't think, but a bunch of people, just a bunch of people. So you want to be a part of it. Summer Fire, Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. That's local time in Knox, Indiana. I'd love for you to be there, okay? And it's going to be all weekend long. It's going to be Friday night, Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, Bible Prophecy panel. Saturday afternoon Saturday at noon, a free dinner. Then Saturday at 2 o'clock, a gospel concert with Kevin Wilson and Kevin Copley. And then at 7 p.m., a regular service. Again, Kevin Wilson will be there, Kevin Copley. I'll be there preaching on Saturday night. And then there's a bunch of musicians coming in as well. Folks, there's pastors coming in out of Elkhart, Indiana. They're coming out of Indianapolis, Indiana. I don't even know where all they're coming from, to be honest with you. And then Sunday morning as 11 a.m. Central Time will be the Sunday morning worship. Oh, I forgot. And Saturday night, there's dinner also. There's a 12 noon lunch and a 12 noon lunch and a 5 p.m. dinner. Those are free, all at Community Gospel Baptist Church in Knox, Indiana. All right. Well, wow. Let me get into the news, okay? Let's get into the news because this is some serious information that has broken. And what are you going to do? Dolly Parton is dead. This is a sad moment for so many, but boy, she was loved by everybody. And what did she accomplish in her life was incredible, but she gave the glory all to Jesus. She always gave Jesus the glory. She was not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. And she died today at the age of 80. Just 4 days ago, she said, I still have so many things I want to achieve. But the legendary singer, Dolly Parton, dead today at 80. Her husband died about a little over a year ago. Dolly Parton's career spanned decades, included Grammys, film roles, later in life, even a musical inspired with her life titled Dolly. Dolly Parton preceded in death by her husband of nearly 60 years, Carl Thomas Dean, who died back in March of 2025. Now, Brian Seaver, her nephew, the son of Cassie Parton, said, I'm representing the Parton family and the Owens family today, announcing that the passing of my Aunt Dolly Parton was a sister, a sis, a granny. The one generation even called her Gigi. She has passed away today. Dolly asked me for years ago if I would absorb the future of reality, that one day she would have to go on to heaven. Wow. He said, my family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CDs, and on your phone and your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family. Whether you like it or not, our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure that her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil. She farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life of wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Brian Seaver said he ended his statement by saying, rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt, Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you, which is one of her great songs that she sang. She gave glory to Jesus Christ in her life, and she won Dove Awards. The one song called He Lives, He's Alive. That's it. He's Alive. It's an incredible song that she sang. And I might just play that in a couple minutes. Wow. Oh, we got a lot going on with President Trump right now. First of all, the president announced that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. All the mines are gone. All the mines are gone and have been removed in the vital waterway, which Iran has largely closed since the beginning of the war in the Middle East. Iran has been notified that any ship or boat placing new mines will be immediately and systematically destroyed, Trump said in a post on his Truth Social platform. There was no comment from Iran. Closure of the Strait of Hormuz has caused wild fluctuations in the price of oil on world markets. Trump has often said that the U.S. has control of the area, but Iran has fired against vessels it says have sought to cross without its permission. Some 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas is used to transit through the Strait of Hormuz before the war, which began on February 28th with the United States and Israel airstrikes against Iran, killing the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and his top 49 men. In addition to closing the Strait of Hormuz, Iran has retaliated against Israel, against the United States, against 8 different Arab nations in the Gulf. A ceasefire aimed at facilitating talks to end the war collapsed, and there has been an intermittent exchange of fire between the United States and Iran. However, this week, U.S. Secretary Treasurer Scott Bessent warned that any nation that financially partners up with Iran will be isolated. Iran and the United States signed a memorandum of understanding back in June, a 14-point document which set a 60-day deadline to reach a deal on the Strait of Hormuz. Before the substantial negotiations on resolving the nuclear issue, allegations that Iran is building a nuclear weapon which Iran has consistently denied. However, that deadline has now expired. Talks have collapsed. The war is on, leading to new U.S. sanctions that Trump believes will end to the collapse of the Iranian economic regime. Iran has been under sanctions for most of the time since they founded as an Islamic republic in 1979, and the economy minister said he was fully prepared for the wider sanctions, which he added would lead to another defeat for the United States. Its economy, however, has suffered as a result of the war and the blockade of Iranian ports that the U.S. has been maintaining for weeks not to allow trade to continue. Matter of fact, today, China, the biggest player and the biggest buyer of Iranian oil, said it was firmly opposed to what it calls the U.S. illegal unilateral sanction and would take all necessary measures to safeguard its rights. The U.S. announcement comes ahead of planned talks between Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping next month. Washington is likely to be wary of the potential retaliation from Beijing, which possesses the majority of the world's rare earths and other critical minerals. So China is looking to use that as leverage. And that is all critical to the manufacturing and many high-tech products. Beijing is already tightening the export controls on rare earth metals as part of the previous trade negotiations with the United States. Iran, for its part, has indicated that it wants to establish a full control of the Strait of Hormuz, a view that is opposed by the United States and most other countries, which believe that the passage constitutes international waters and transit should remain unimpeded as it was before the war. But until recently, on the basis of MOU, Iran has been involved in negotiations with Oman, the U.S. ally, to agree to a mechanism for administering the Strait of Hormuz. Trump, however, those talks have so far not produced an agreement, and Trump even threatened to bomb Oman if it gets in the way of his administration's own talks with Iran over this issue. It's not clear if the Iranian-Oman talks are continuing now that the U.S. has moved to another phase of the conflict. Well, I know they met today. Matter of fact, here it is. Iran and Oman hold talks to manage the Strait of Hormuz, and other news from around the Middle East. The top diplomats of Iran and Oman did get together. Okay? They did get together today to discuss a phase approach to managing the ship traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, which remains largely shut down nearly 6 months after the Iranian war began. The talks came after an oil tanker was disabled in an attack off the coast of Oman, underscoring the ongoing dangers for shipping companies attempting to use the waterway while it's under Iranian control. But Trump says the United States is now in control. Listen, the Oman's foreign minister met with his Iranian counterpart in Iran, its capital of Tehran, Iran, to discuss a framework for managing ship traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. A joint statement by these two countries located on opposite sides of the narrow Strait of Hormuz said that the proposed framework includes a joint temporary navigational corridor and both countries working to clear the mines from the waterways. But Trump says the mines are already cleared. See the conflicting statements? This statement said that Iran and Oman will continue technical negotiations toward establishing a permanent shipping corridor and an agreement on the future administration of the strait. About a fifth of the world's traded oil, 20%, passes through the Strait of Hormuz before the United States and Israel attacked Iran on February 28th. It's unknown whether the United States will accept the emerging deal. U.S. President Donald Trump last week threatened to bomb Oman if it gets in the way of the American efforts to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's president and other senior officials also discussed the strait, which with a delegation from Pakistan that left Iran following today's talks and reviving negotiations to end the Iranian-U.S. conflict, according to the Pakistani military. A tanker then got hit today and was disabled off the coast of Oman. The strike on the oil tanker last night hit Oman's coast early this morning, disabling the ship's engine. The British military's United Kingdom Maritime Trade Organization is reporting that. It said all crew were reported safe. There was no immediate reports of any environmental impact. But Iran periodically fires at cargo vessels attempting to go through the Strait of Hormuz to enforce the control of the waterways by Iran. Though there was no immediate claim for Monday's attack, the United States has also fired on some vessels while imposing a blockade of Iranian ports. Yeah, but the United States don't shoot at the innocent cargo vessels. Let's clarify that, guys. The United States are shooting at Iranian military vessels. Big difference. One guy's bombing innocent cargo. That's the Iranians, and the United States is firing against the Iranian military. Big difference. Well, these things are all going on. I'm going to check real fast for you because we have a blood moon coming on Thursday night, leading us into Summer Fire, which is starting, of course, Friday night in Knox, Indiana, in the cornfields of Indiana. But let me just double check something because there's been some earthquakes rocking around the world in the Ring of Fire. And I'm just going to give you the big ones. There was a strong 4.9 that hit Afghanistan, and it did some damage. It was very shallow, and it was 4.9, and it hit where a lot of shaky building structures were at. There was also a lot of fours, okay, but there was a 5.5 earthquake today in Taiwan. There was a 5.0 earthquake in Japan. There was a 5.5 earthquake on the Fiji Islands. There was a 5.0 in Indonesia, and Indonesia got hit with a bunch of them in the fours. There was a 5.2 at that super volcano in Tonga. Oh, no, don't shake that thing up. And there was a bunch of other fours that hit all over the world. The Ring of Fire is completely on fire right now with earthquakes. Yeah, so we have a blood moon Thursday night. It will be. What does that all mean? And it's, oh, by the way, it's over right over North America, over Canada, over the United States, and over Central and South America. We will all have front row. We want to say right now, Dolly Parton said it. She said that he's alive. And I believe with all my heart. Let's see. Here's Dolly Parton with just Dolly Parton singing. This was in 2020 on Easter Sunday, and it's just her, and pretty beautiful. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. I will start it over. Okay, here we go. Here's Dolly Parton. Really? All right, we got a PBT moment here. So I'm so sorry. This is strange, but who's shocked by that? Dolly Parton singing "He's Alive," and we would have this kind of audio problem. But give me a moment here. Just one moment. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try one more. I'm going to try again. I'm sorry. Let me know. Here we go again. All right, I know how to fix it, but I'm going to I'm going to play the song by Kevin Wilson helping me. Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's the soundtrack. Oh my Lord. Paul Begley, technology is the worst I've ever seen. That is a soundtrack that I would have to sing. And I'm not ready to sing that right now. So, because I'm trying to fix the song with Dolly Parton. Well, maybe Dolly left because there's angels among us. I'll try to fix it. I was walking home from school on a cold and winter day. Took a shortcut through the woods and I lost my way. It was getting late and I was scared and alone. Then a kind old man took me by the hand and he led me home. Mama couldn't see him, but she was standing there. I knew in my heart he was an answer to my prayer. Oh, I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you in our darkest hour, show us how to live. They teach us how to give, to guide us with the light of love. When life held troubled times, had me down on my knees, there's always been someone to come and comfort me. A kind word from a stranger to lend a helping hand, a phone call from a friend just to say I understand. Ain't it kind of funny at the dark end of the road, someone lit the way with just a single ray of hope. I believe there are angels among us, sent down to us from somewhere up above. They come to you in your darkest hours. They show us how to live. They teach us how to give, and guide us with the light of love. I think we have solved the sound problem here, which was a Paul Begley technology problem. I did an interview earlier today that I had to record, and I think that I messed up the settings. So I think I have figured it out. This song is so powerful, I'm not going to let the devil win, okay? This is Dolly Parton singing, He's Alive.
The gates and doors were barred and all the windows fastened down. I spent the night in sleeplessness, rose at every sound, half in hopeless sorrow, half in fear the day would find the soldiers breaking through to drag us all away. Then just before the sunrise, I heard something at the wall. The gate began to rattle and a voice began to call. I hurried to the window, I looked down into the street, expecting swords and torches and the sound of soldiers' feet. There was no one there but Mary, so I went down to let her in. John stood there beside me, and she told me where she'd been. She said they moved him in the night, and none of us knows where. The stone's been rolled away, and now his body isn't there. So we both ran toward the garden, and John ran on ahead. We found the stone, an empty tomb, just the way that Mary said. But the winding sheet that wrapped him in was just an empty shell. And how or where they'd taken him was more than I could tell. Oh, but something strange had happened there, just what I did not know. John believed a miracle, but I just turned to go. Circumstance and speculation couldn't lift me very high, 'cause I'd seen them crucify him, then I saw him die. Back inside the house again, the guilt and anguish came. Everything I'd promised him just added to my shame. When at last it came to choices, I denied I knew his name. And even if he was alive, it wouldn't be the same. Then suddenly the air was filled with a strange and sweet perfume. Light that came from everywhere drove shadows from the room. Then Jesus stood before me with his arms held open wide, and I fell down on my knees and I just clung to him and cried. Then he raised me to my feet as I looked into his eyes. The love was shining out from him like sunlight from the skies. Guilt and my confusion disappeared in sweet release, and every fear I'd ever had just melted into peace. He's alive! He's alive! He's alive and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive! Oh, he's alive! He's alive and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive! Oh, he's alive! He's alive! He's alive! He's alive! He's alive! Thank you, Jesus.
My oldest, Ariana, she say,
Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton. Yeah, you know, that's a song you rarely hear. Maybe some of you have never heard. But she actually won a Dove Award for that song back in 1990. It's been a few years ago. You know, her husband died last year in March. So you know, the grieving process, and it's time for her to go. So, again, God bless Dolly Parton's family, and God bless and thank God for giving us these years and having Dolly Parton and her joy. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. Sorry for all the technical problems there. The devil didn't want that song, so I'll play it again. God bless.